I mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great. So you know what I'm saying. I'm with it. So I'll be going for Bud.
I can retire right now and be in the Hall of Fame. He couldn't. Like everything that I've accomplished, he's still trying to accomplish.
Do you not think Spence will be in the Hall of Fame?
Right now? No, how?
Yeah, he's right, dude. He's right.
How? He fought in one division.
Never unified the belts.
He unified.
He did unify.
IBF. He unified.
Was it?
After a long period of silence, Errol Spence has finally called for a rematch against Terence Crawford. This comes after Crawford recently dismissed Spence as a subpar fighter. While it may seem late to pursue another fight, Spence has decided to take his chances and call out the two-time undisputed champion, especially after feeling disrespected by Crawford multiple times.
I said I would never want to fight him coming off an accident like that, because when I beat him, then y'all gonna say it was because of the accident.
Right.
He beat Danny Garcia. I was in the crowd. I said, nah, he can't beat me. That's the first time I seen Spence fight live. I said.
So you knew then when you seen that?
I'm like yeah, because it's different on TV than when you watching it up close in person.
He did unify. IBF.
He unified.
Was it?
He had three.
Yeah.
He had the
But
WBC,
he didn't unify all
WBA,
four. He wasn't
IBF.
undisputed.
Huh?
He wasn't undisputed.
He wasn't. No, but what I'm saying is, they already called him a weight bully, right? He beat Kell Brook coming off of a loss, an eye injury. He beat Sean Porter.
In all fairness, he had to go over there to get that.
Spence's first fight against Crawford was disastrous, leading to a significant drop in his reputation as a boxer. His performance was disappointing and remains unforgettable. Many in the boxing community now define Spence by that loss. He took to social media to request a rematch after seeing a clip of Crawford being interviewed. In the clip, Crawford was asked if Spence deserved a place in the International Boxing Hall of Fame.
So, along my career, I've been criticized, and people have taken credit away from me just to try to diminish my accomplishments just off of pure hate. So what would they be able to say with me going up 2 weight classes?
People say, oh, well, maybe it was the weight or whatever the case is. What do you think about that? Like, talking about the weight at 154?
I wasn't worried about that. I felt stronger than him. I felt that I punched harder than him. I felt as if I hurt him many of times.
Crawford made it clear that he doesn't believe Spence would be a Hall of Famer if he retired today. That comment sparked Spence's response on social media. Feeling disrespected, Spence posted, saying, "The disrespect is getting out of hand. Maybe we should run this back."
Hold his head up. It's a learning experience. You just bounce back from. It's about how you come back and how you show people that it happened young in your career, and some of you.
That's a good win. Like I don't want to sound like I'm hating on him or
I understand
things like that, but I honestly don't know if he make it to the Hall of Fame.
Spence's last boxing appearance was not in the ring, but as a promoter for a fighter signed to his promotion. That bout was for the World Boxing Association lightweight title. Spence hasn't fought since his 2023 loss to Crawford. Before that fight, many thought Spence and Crawford were evenly matched, but Crawford dominated and handed Spence his first professional loss. Currently, Spence holds a record of 28 wins, 1 loss, and 22 knockouts.
In the fight?
Yeah.
But I just felt like, he came prepared and he was ready and he fought a good fight.
Yeah.
He was awkward, he was patient, he was determined, he stuck to his game plan, and he did what he had to do to make it.
Spence recently admitted on social media that the worst decision he made in his career was drinking. His post caught the attention of Gervonta Davis, who was preparing for his fight against Lamont Roach. Spence wrote, "The worst thing I did to myself was drinking. If you're an athlete, stay focused on your end goal. I hope it leads to a better situation for you and your loved ones." Despite his loss to Crawford, Spence has had an outstanding career. However, after that defeat, critics have become louder. Some fans even believe Spence is no longer the fighter he used to be. In response, Spence posted on X, formerly Twitter, saying, "Some of y'all throw around the word washed too easily. Post a picture of your mom so we can see what washed really looks like."
A lot of people say, oh, well, he's money hungry, he's looking at money and he's trying to cash out and this and that. I've been getting money for years. I've been getting millions for years.
Yeah.
And I'm not stupid with my money.
Right.
As you can see, I don't buy no Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and walk around with 100 people around me and I got all this jewelry that I done bought. Like,
before his loss to Crawford, Spence was the unified welterweight champion, holding the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles. He reigned as champion from 2017 to 2023. Although he hasn't fought in nearly 2 years at 34 years old, fans expect him to return against a high-profile opponent. Meanwhile, two-time undisputed champion Terence Crawford has been at the center of controversy due to his recent remarks about Spence. The two fought in 2023, with Crawford dominating Spence in a one-sided fight. Since then, Spence has yet to make a comeback. He had the option to trigger a rematch clause, but initially chose
a little lax and he got caught. He should have boxed a little bit more, but things happen. You gotta learn from it. Definitely, it was exciting. The whole build up to it and leading up to it too. So it's something that I wouldn't change for nothing, and I'm definitely open to the rematch, and hopefully it'll be at 154 pounds.
Recently, Spence was in discussions for a fight against WBC and WBO super welterweight champion Sebastian Fundora. However, the fight never materialized due to multiple delays. This led many to believe Spence had no intention of returning to the ring. Meanwhile, Crawford has reached new heights in his career. The Nebraska-born fighter is now set to take on Canelo Alvarez in September. Ahead of that mega fight, Crawford appeared on the podcast 4 Pound Pound with Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo. During the interview, he stated that Spence doesn't deserve a spot in the Boxing Hall of Fame yet, because his achievements don't measure up to his own.
He's setting traps, has crazy power that he believes in. He has a great chin too, because he's a guy, he'll let you get out punches.
"I could retire right now and be in the Hall of Fame." He couldn't, Crawford said during the podcast. "Everything I've accomplished, he's still trying to accomplish." He elaborated further, saying he fought in just one division and unified 3 belts, but they already called him a weight bully. He beat Kell Brook, but Brook was coming off a loss and had an eye injury. Crawford acknowledged Spence's victory over Sean Porter, but didn't think it was enough to secure a Hall of Fame spot. "That's a good win, but I don't want to sound like I'm hating. I honestly don't know if he has done enough to make it to the Hall of Fame with his current accolades." While Crawford's comments have some merit, many fans and experts disagree. Boxing trainer Kevin Cunningham responded, saying, "In my opinion, Errol Spence Jr. has done enough to eventually get into the Hall of Fame. He's an Olympian, a 3-time world champion at welterweight, and was ranked in the top 4 pound for pound." Erickson Lubin also echoed similar thoughts. Although Crawford's popularity has skyrocketed after his win over Spence, some still question his level of competition. Lubin commented, "No disrespect, but I don't think Crawford has really fought anyone either. Moving up weight classes and stopping 11 out of 12 fighters is what we should credit him for." Regardless, Crawford delivered a brutal and historic defeat to Spence in their long-anticipated unification bout. With this victory, he became the first undisputed welterweight champion in nearly 40 years and cemented his place as arguably the best fighter in the world, regardless of weight class. He knocked Spence down in the 2nd round and 2 more times in the 7th before referee Harvey Dock stopped the fight at 2:32 in the 9th round. The sold-out crowd of 19,990 at T-Mobile Arena likely wouldn't have objected if the stoppage had come even earlier. The fight had been hyped for over 5 years as one of the biggest possible matchups in boxing. The first round was competitive, but from there, Crawford's superior skills took over. The 35-year-old Nebraskan put on a masterful performance, displaying incredible power, precision, and ring control. Again,
if you fight Canelo, I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna win or lose, but I definitely be going for Crawford. I think if anybody can pull it off, he can pull it off.
Yeah.
He's chasing greatness, so why not? Canelo came up to 175 and all that, and fought Kovalev and fought the other guy too. So I mean, if he can do it, and he started at 147. So I mean, if he's doing it, why?
Crawford, a former champion at 135 and 140 pounds, entered the fight as a slight favorite. By winning, he became the first fighter to hold all 4 major welterweight titles since 1986, when Lloyd Honeyghan shocked Donald Curry. Unfortunately for Spence, his aggressive, pressure-based style was no match for Crawford's sharp counterpunching and ability to switch stances effortlessly. 11. Crawford knocked Spence down for the first time in Spence's 29-fight career during the second round. "I only dreamed of being a world champion," Crawford said after the fight. "I'm an overachiever. Nobody believed in me, but I made them believe. I want to thank Spence and his team. Without them, this wouldn't have been possible." Spence started the fight strong, using his jab to set up body shots. He pushed Crawford back in the early rounds, but when he overextended on a right hand to the body, Crawford countered with a precise punch that sent him to the canvas. From there, things only got worse for Spence. By the 4th round, he was bleeding from a cut over his right eye, and Crawford's speed advantage became even more apparent. He was just throwing the hard jab, Spence later admitted. His timing was just on point. As the fight continued, Crawford's dominance grew. He dropped Spence twice in the 7th round with powerful shots. By the 9th, Spence was defenseless and on wobbly legs, prompting the referee to stop the fight after Crawford landed 9 consecutive unanswered punches. It was a good stop, huh?
Man, you gotta calm down, brother. Cause listen, man, things can get real sticky real quick, and then everybody would say, "This is what we do every time we come out. This is what we do when we come out."
Got the confidence to come out there and just be like, okay, well, even the skills to say, all right, let me see how you gonna take a punch to the chin. Let me see how you gonna take a punch to the body. Let me see how you gonna react when you can't bully somebody around.
Good, I just hit the ball.
Okay. So my mind was, you know what I mean, it was racing a little bit. And I was like, man, how should I come out? And it was like, man, just come out boxing.
Listen, just like you talking, just like you doing all that talking, bro, it can turn deadly real quick. But on both sides, so why not support, listen, why not support your fighter? Support your fighter.
The big question was, is he gonna come out orthodox? Is he gonna come out southpaw? I'm tripping because I was talking to one of your guys after the fight in the locker room, and he said, before y'all came out to fight, you looked at him and you looked at Shakur and you said, hey, what y'all think I should do?
Yeah, because in my mind, I want to fight. I want to fight. But given the circumstances that he haven't had nobody that's, you know what I mean,